All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstones, Yemes, and salutations to the whole full-leg brethren out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth, man. All right, you know, we got together with brothers. You know, we just wanted to go into a quick lesson how what's going to be the prophecies the elect are going to be partakers of, because here you have people believing that the elect is going to be partakers in the race wars, and that's not so. The elect is going to watch, you know, such prophecies come to pass, but not be partakers of it. All right, the elect's deliverance is not going to be in the modern day sword, which is the gun, but the deliverance is going to be in the Lord. All right, so we just wanted to give a couple precepts, and we hope you brothers out there be edified. Can you start off with Zephaniah 3 and 8?
Come on, this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
You see that? And the prey is talking about these heathen nations that come against us, man. All right? You going outside of that scripture is basically rebelling against the Lord. Or rebelling against the Lord's word, because he said that he was going to rise up to the prey.
That's right.
All right? The Lord didn't tell us to take matters into our own hands. You doing that goes into being basically presumptuous. And that word presumptuous basically goes into being like a daredevil. And you know that daredevils, they lose their lives, man.
Yep.
All right? Doing things that they know they should not be doing, but they do it anyway. All right? So this is what the Lord told us to do, man, as the hopeful elect. I read it one more time.
Yep, Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord,
Right.
until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
You see that? And that's what the Lord is going to do to our enemies, man. He's going to gather them together, which you know what people will call today the Middle East, or what the scriptures will call the Valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right.
This is where the Lord is going to plead with the nations that oppressed us for 400 years, man. Not taking matters into your own hands. And you know, me and the brothers were talking about it before the camera turned on. You know, you even got people on the comment board that believe that the Lord is going to give them spiritual power in the midst of these race wars, man. They said, bring I hope you got your spiritual power as well. You know, the Lord is not dealing with that, man. The Lord told his elect to wait upon him. That's right. All right? Until the Lord told us what? He was going to give us the go sign to rise up against these nations.
That's right.
All right, not you taking matters into your own hands. All right, hey, Azari, can you get Psalms 34 and 17?
Okay. Yep, this is Psalms 34 and 17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
See that? It said the righteous crieth, and the Lord delivereth them, man. Yep. All right. So if your action is not calling upon the name of the Lord for you to deliver, for him to deliver you, and you taking matters in your own hands, that's outside the scriptures, man. All right. Even King David, as mighty as he was, what did he do? He called upon the name of the Lord, man.
That's right.
All right. So how much more we in these times? Read it one more time.
Yep. Again, Psalms 34 and 17.
Right.
The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
Yeah, delivereth them out of all our troubles, man. All right, and we are delivered out of the troubles of these nations oppressing us. It's going to be the Lord that's going to be doing it, man.
That's right.
All right. And you going outside of that is basically negating prophecy. The book of Luke, the first chapter, can you grab that real quick? Sorry, Luke 1 and 68. It said that Hamashiach Yahushua was going to be that horn of salvation, man.
That's right.
Not forming these different associations, these different military groups.
Militia groups.
Your militia groups, man. All right. The Lord, Hamashiach Yahushua himself, was going to be the horn of our salvation, man. Our offense and our defense. You know?
Yep.
Go ahead.
This is Luke 1 and 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. He hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Keep reading.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
You see that? That we should be saved from our enemies, man. All right? So you taking up arms is not going to save you from your enemies. All right? Yahweh Shai is going to save us from our enemies, man. So this is why the scripture says in Zephaniah 3 and 8, to wait ye upon the Lord, because he was going to do all these things, man.
That's right.
Not being presumptuous and taking matters in your own hands. The problem with our people is that they're not patient. They don't have faith, man.
That's right.
All right? That a higher power could deliver them. You have precept?
Go on.
Go ahead, bro.
1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. You know, and it says the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit. Well, you know, that's the 2/3 of our nation here in America, man. They don't receive the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know. Even the ones that know scriptures that aren't part of the elect, they're gonna read it and get it all wrong. Clearly, we can see there's people who are taking up arms, and they probably think they're part of the elect or something like that. You know, but it says the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High. What's one thing that we have received from the word is to know not to go do just that. You know, to take up arms. You know, we know better, because Esau's blessing is the sword. They could read the same scripture and still decide to take up arms. You know, I
mean, what they're doing is it's still prophecy. You know, but this is the prophecy that the elect is not going to be partakers of, man. The silver unrest and race wars.
Yep, that's right.
You know, the prophecies that the elect is going to be partakers of is calling upon the name of the Lord, and the Lord delivering them.
Yep.
All right. Can you hold Sirach 2nd chapter verse 10? All right. And then Smart, can you get Matthews 24 and 30?
All right. I'll get Matthews.
All right.
20 gets Sirach.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 24 verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power.
That's not it. What's it called? I wrote down the wrong scripture. Matthews 26 and 48. That's what I wanted.
Matthew chapter 26 and verse 48. Yeah, 48. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, the same is he. Salakia, the same as he, hold him fast. And
this is when Yahushua was about to be delivered up to the wicked scribes and Pharisees for them to kill him, for him to be crucified. And Judas gave them a sign to let them know who was the Son of Man. Okay, Hamashiach Yahushua, go ahead.
Verse 49. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. Keep reading?
Yep.
And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priests and smote off his ear.
And that servant was Peter. He drew out his sword, right? Because they was coming up against Yahushua. But it's going to mention that Yahushua said this unto Peter. Keep reading.
Yep, verse 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place.
Yahushua told Peter to put up your sword. Keep reading.
For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
See that? So if you want to live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. You want to take up arms to fight against the man that was blessed with the sword by the Lord, all right? And you wasn't given that permission to go against him, man. You're going to die that way.
Yep.
All right? Scripture says you live by the sword, you shall die by the sword. Keep reading. Down to verse 54.
Yep. Verse 53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled?
See, that's the important part right there. How then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, man? And this is why Yahushua told Peter to put away your sword, man. Don't take matters in your own hands.
That's right.
The scriptures have to be fulfilled, man, and that's part of the prophecy that the elect is going to be partakers of, man. Waiting upon the Lord. Keep reading.
54 again, verse 54 again. But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? Continue?
No, that was on that. You got a precept? Anybody have a precept?
Yeah, I got a quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms 44 and 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
You can speak on it, bro.
Yeah, and that's the point. You know, the modern day sword and bow, of course, being, you know, these guns that Israel's so fond of, and of course they're jumping the gun. You know, no pun intended, but they're running out of patience. You know, they have no faith, and ultimately they're not following the protocol that the Lord has set up. You know, that the elect is going to live off of faith, not by the bullets of your the ammunition of your gun. You know.
Your paw.
Yeah, I have something else. If you
go ahead, bro.
This is Romans 13 and 1. let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that are, the powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. That they resist shall receive to themselves damnation. You know, that's the point. You know, of course, what we're living in an Esau ruled society, and the Lord set it up that way for a reason. Yeah. You know, He didn't set it up for us to be, macho men to rise up against this devil. That's not our time yet. You know, the honor goes to what? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then later down the line, then it goes to the elect. You know, but right now you're not placing the right events in the right timeline order. You know, in concerning prophecy.
Yeah. Who got Sirach 2 and 10?
I believe he had it. If you don't got it, I can grab it.
Yeah, grab it, Shamari Baksha.
Yep.
And then Azar, you grab Matthews 24 and 30. We'll close out on that.
Yeah, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. So lock it real quick.
Yep. This is what the elect is going to do.
Yeah. Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Keep reading.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction.
And it said, look at the generation of old, man. When you look and examine the generation of old and see what they did, they all called upon the name of the Lord. All right. It said what in the book of Psalms, I believe 15 and 2, and also 3. It said that the Lord is my rock and my fortress, man, my deliverer. Yep. This is what the men of the Lord trusted in the Lord as, man, as their defense, man, their deliverance. So this is what we can learn from the generation of old, man. Not taking matters in your own hands. All right. We know that as the Lord's will, we be able to elect, man. We know who's our strength, man. We know what our power is, and it's not your bullets, it's not your gun, it's not your AR-15. It's none of that. It's the Lord.
That's right.
So that's what we can learn about the generations of old, man. All right. Anybody had precept?
Yes, from Matthews, right?
Yeah. Okay. No, I was saying that if you didn't, you could grab the Matthews. And we close out on that. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. This is Matthew 24 and 30.
Yep.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Keep reading.
Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
And that's the prophecy that the elect is going to be partakers of, man. The Lord coming back on his second return and gathering them in the clouds from the four winds or the four corners of the earth, man. That's how we're going to be delivered, and that's what prophecies Lord's will we be partakers of, man. All right. Hamashiach Yahushua delivering us from this place Babylon, man. Not no association or no militia group.
Yep.
All right. So we just wanted to do a quick response to people on the comment boards, talking this reckless stuff. So with that, we hope you brothers out there was edified. We'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, and shalom to the elect, man. Until next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.